Good morning. As I'm driving this morning, there's a couple things that come to my mind as I think about business owners. And, it's interesting that it's raining this morning, which basically confirms or validates, rather, some of the things that I've been thinking about. There's a lot of times that, as business owners, we get in our cars every morning and we drive down the road. And for some of us, as I've mentioned yesterday on a TikTok live, for some of us, we actually drive across a bridge called excuses. We're constantly making excuses for why we don't do this or why we don't do that. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter how sweet the excuse sounds. It doesn't matter how articulate you make yourself sound when you're giving the excuse. An excuse is just an excuse. And I'm saying this to say that there's a lot of times as business owners, we want the title of a business owner, but we don't want the responsibility of a business owner. And I say that because the most important part of running a business before you do anything is actually having a plan. And I tell you what, we do not like to plan. We like to just take life, as it is, right? Just take it day by day, and we never really have a plan for it. And unfortunately, what happens is whenever there's a storm, we're not prepared. Now, interestingly enough, there's so many people right now that, again, I commend you for wanting to be a business owner. I truly do. But there's so many people that they don't even think twice about opening the business when they register it, because they automatically take that business and register it as a limited liability company. And the first thing, when you ask, why did you register that business as a limited liability company? The first thing that comes to mind is because it offers you protection. And unfortunately, it's the same thing that we do in life. We take half the story and not the whole story. And unfortunately, because we don't understand what that means, we tend to do things prematurely. We tend to do things that won't necessarily help us in the long run. Now, many people believe that I'm the guy that's just going to tell you that, hey, I hate limited liability companies, and I can't stress this enough. Had you planned to open a business and had you spoken to people and actually got their opinion, you would have probably gathered that there's some inconsistencies when it comes to the limited liability company. For example, when we talk about protection, if I asked you right now, today, hey, if someone decided to sue your business, would you want them to sue you and seize all of your personal assets? The obvious answer would be no. And then I said, okay, well, when it's time for you to go get funding for that business, do you want the bank to make the decision using your personal credit score? The obvious answer would be no. And if that is the case for you, if both answers are no, then I would like to let you know that the limited liability company is not the right structure for you. It doesn't matter what your tax person said. It doesn't matter what you think your attorney told you. At the end of the day, if you are a single member LLC, if someone sues your business, they can sue you. If you try to get funding, they're going to pull your personal credit score. Now, at the end of the day, you don't have to believe me. But I would encourage you to do your research. And had we done our research in the beginning, when we did that business plan, we would have really understood that according to the Internal Revenue Service, an LLC can never be incorporated. To be incorporated means a business was granted a charter legally, recognizing it as a separate entity. Now, I've said this a million times, but I want people to understand that I'm trying to prepare you for the storm. Because it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter, what type of finances you have or resources that you have right now. If a storm comes, are you prepared? If a storm comes, are you prepared? Now, here's the crazy thing. Because we still don't do our research, the next best thing that we do is we say, you know what? I'm in S Corp. And many people don't even understand that you can't go to a Secretary of State right now and register an S Corp. It doesn't exist. The S Corp is a tax election. It's a way that you choose to file your taxes. You can be an S Corp, so you say, all day long. When you register your business as a limited liability company, according to the Secretary of State in which you operate in, you are still a limited liability company. See, we try to dress up our mistakes. We try to dress up certain things, and we don't really understand it, right? My job is to teach people to understand what it is that you're getting yourself into. Now, in some cases, we view ourselves as going from an employee to a business owner, but I want to challenge you on something. Go do your research on what it means to be a shareholder. You know, someone who opens a business, right? You invest in that business, but you don't work in that business. You're not an employee. Because when you are an S Corp, you also have to be an employee. Now, I don't understand, but I why people think that there's some sort of distinction. But let me ask you this question. How can we dare continue to call ourselves a business owner, but yet we take on the title of an employee? Those things don't add up. And all I'm trying to get people to understand is we cannot be multiple things at one time. We have to choose a lane and stick to it. Right? So again, my name is Dewayne Williams. I sit in the CEO chair of Mac Enterprise Consulting, and we are a full-service business consulting firm. And my job is to help you prepare for the storm. My job is to help you understand what it means to truly run a business. What are the steps to running a business? That's my job, to help you. Now, I know everybody is trying to sell you something, and I get it. But regardless of how you look at that, regardless if you feel someone is trying to sell you something or not, as a shareholder, that means you're an investor. If you are going to be a shareholder of your own company, that means you have to invest in your own company. You have to make an investment. Oftentimes, we make decisions based on what we see, Unfortunately, we live in a world where we make decisions based on the color of one's skin. We make decisions based on the appearance that someone shows us. We make a lot of decisions with our eyes. But I want to challenge you to dig a little deeper. Imagine what it feels like to be, an individual that has a disability like blindness. They can't see you. They don't see what you're wearing. All they can do is make a decision based upon what they feel, based on what you are telling them. So I encourage you to don't look at anything other than what does that business make you feel like. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If you're interested in seeking help on restructuring your business, converting your business from a limited liability company to a corporation, if you are interested in learning of how to build a legacy, I've put together a set of courses, a class, a master class that is designed to teach you how to write a business plan, that is designed to teach you everything about the business structures, that shows you how to build corporate credit, that shows you how to go secure funding for your business. I've also added a course in there that teaches you how to build a legacy so that way you can leave a legacy. I have several ebooks that are going to assist you along the way, but I invite you to join this class. I invite you to really put yourself in the position to win. I encourage you to prepare for the storm. Have an amazing day. Peace.